ninja, 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 ninja. Stop ninja, stop ninja, stop ninja, stop ninja, stop ninja, stop ninja, stop. Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Stews here, and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another part of my TMNT marathon leading up to Mutant Mayhem. And today, I'm going to be doing a review. Oh wait, scratch that. I'm going to be doing a rant on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze is the second installment in the OG TMNT franchise, and came out in the year 1991, the same year as Terminator 2: Judgment Day, Beauty and the Beast, and The Silence of the Lambs, and is directed by Michael Pressman and stars a bunch of actors who I'm not gonna bother. Well, besides Paige Turco, I don't know anyone else. I don't care to say their names. And basically, the plot for a sequel, it's about these turtles who pretty much find out about the ooze. Well, just like what the title says, the secret of the ooze, the ooze. If you don't know the oozes, it's pretty much the mutation that brought the turtles and the Splinter to life. I mean, that turned them into intelligent beings. I'm only saying that for those who don't know TMNT. And then basically we got Shredder, who literally died from the first movie. How they come back? I'll talk about this later on in the rant. Yeah, so pretty much Shredder comes back to take revenge on the Ninja Turtles for crushing them. I think getting him crushed in the first film, and what he does is he tries to steal the ooze to be able to create new mutants, mutants to face the turtles. And you may think it's Bebop and Rocksteady, right? You'll see later on. Yeah, the Foot Clan is back. The bald guy from the first film is back, and they're they must pretty much stop Shredder, stop from get the ooze on him, and yada yada yada. Screw it. There's no story. There's no story to begin with. None at all. So yeah, this movie. Now, I will admit, when I saw this movie for the first time back in 2016, early 2016, a couple of months before TMNT Out of the Shadows, which is a far superior sequel to this. And yeah, I saw it for the first time. I forgot it was in 2015, 2016, but I assume 2016. But yeah, this movie. So I, just like most people, I actually like this, and I consider this a guilty pleasure. I kind of had fun with this movie. Considering that I actually fell in love with the original film from 1998. 1990. Sorry, my bad. 1990. I also did have some enjoyment towards this one as well. Just since I was a fan of the original film, so yeah. Now, looking back at my thoughts on the first film, I still really like the film. I wouldn't say I love it, it's nothing really special. It's not really mind blowing or anything, but it's a nice little harmless, fun movie that doesn't take itself too seriously, but it actually is able to balance a dark tone to a light tone, and it does it perfectly. While it is a light-hearted, corny, action flick, it also has some dark elements to it, some deep and mature elements to it, and the fight scenes are actually intense, and the CGI is really good. Well, not CGI because they use practical effects, but the effects are really good as well. But yeah, when it comes to the sequel, they decided to make it a little more lighthearted and kid-friendly than the first film, and pretty much just take out the dark elements from it. And yeah, now ever since I saw this movie back in 2016 or 2015, whatever, I have not seen this movie. within the next few years. I actually have not revisited this movie ever since. I only saw this movie once, so rewatching it just a few hours ago, it was only my second time watching it, and yeah, and now I'm like in my adult mind, so yeah, I was hoping that I still retain the fun of the first time I saw it. I'm hoping it's just as fun as the first time. But after rewatching this movie, I gotta say this. Oh, this movie sucks. I'm sorry. But I'm sorry to those who defend this movie. If you like it, more power to you. But to me, I hate this movie with every fiber of my being. This movie is a total disaster of a movie. Yeah, it is just atrocious. Like everything I liked about the first film is just completely gone in this one. I mean, and oh my goodness, yeah, there's like just so much garbage that I can just talk garbage about this movie all day long. I mean, it's just I'm speechless as to how bad this movie is. Now, you may be wondering, is there anything good about this movie? I will say this though, I like the ninja rap. Like the ninja rap song is actually really good. Like go ninja, go ninja, 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 ninja. Yeah, that was actually really good. Like I really enjoyed this song. Does it do anything to make the movie any better? Absolutely not. I mean, if you take the song away, everything about this movie, honestly, if it wasn't for that song, this would have been in my top 10 worst movies of all time. Yeah, if it wasn't for the ninja rap, I would have easily put this in my top 10 worst movies of all time. But it's not even I'll admit though, it's not really even in my top 50 worst movies of all time. Like there are movies I hate more than this, but yeah. Now let's get into all the negatives I have with the film. So like what I just mentioned a while ago, just a few seconds ago, everything I loved about the first Ninja Turtles movie from 1990 is all just gone in this movie. And this is basically a kids movie, and I mean a movie that is for kids and just for kids. And yeah, now I know you guys are tired of me making that criticism, but I'm sorry, it really applies to this film because I am not a fan of these 80s and 90s sequels, these sequels to old movies, to classic blockbusters, because they the problem with them is that they often be cheap. They often be just cheap and just making it just purposely a downgrade from the first film because they don't have enough budget for it for some reason. Now, I am someone who defends modern sequels. Like, I know people are saying modern sequels are ruining Hollywood, but to be honest, guys, I actually don't mind that these modern movie sequels. I think they are really enjoyable for the most part. A lot of them are actually tend to be better than its predecessor, and at least they upgrade the looks of it, the looks of the movie, the visuals, the CGI. Sometimes the story was a lot of times not, but at least they upgrade the looks of it, and I know it can be more expensive, but at least they tried to make it look better than the first one, showing that technology can evolve. But with these, sequels back in the days, they'd always just be a downgrade from the first one. As the first one would have high quality, but then you get to some, low quality straight to DVD garbage. And why am I talking about this, you may ask? Because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze is everything I dislike about these 80s and 90s sequels to classic blockbusters. They make it they downgrade the looks, they make it look cheaper, they make the story look cheaper, and yeah, my god, this movie is much uglier looking than the first film. The first movie actually had really good designs, the turtles themselves, they actually look really good, and I really applaud the fact that they were made practically and not CGI. I heard that they were made out of plastic, and I really like that, the idea. But in this movie, Oh my goodness. They look like something out of Barney, like for crying out loud. Yeah. They look like the ripped straight out of Barney, but just painted green. They look like the turtles look atrocious in this movie. And yeah, and this is just such a cheap looking straight to DVD movie. Apparently, this movie came out in theaters. Why? Like, why is this movie in theaters? Like, yeah, there's and yet some excellent movie sequels in the modern age don't get a theatrical release. One example being Glass Onion. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's no Knives Out, but I mean, the fact that something as high budget as a Glass Onion gets to yeah, as high budget as Glass Onion skips theaters, yet garbage cheap looking movies like this one gets to be theatrical. It's just theatrical release. It's just beyond me. I'm so confused as to how this garbage gets to be in theaters. I mean, why? Yeah, it's just so cheap, and this movie feels like one of those Disney directed to DVD sequels. Yeah, and I think it's worse than 80% of the straight to DVD sequels. Yeah, I'm not joking. Oh, it's this. That's how much I hate this movie. But yeah. But what's worse than the turtles looking? The looks are pretty much two mutants, that evil mutants that Shredder makes with the Ooze. Yeah, what I said earlier in the plot, Shredder makes two mutants to face the turtles, two evil giant mutants. Yes, you may think it's a Bebop or Rocksteady because ideally in the Ninja Turtles comics, well, basically no, I know I've never read the comics. Shredder makes two new mutants, teaming up with Baxter Stockman, to create Bebop study for Shredder's revenge against the Turtles. But in this movie, they don't use Bebop or Rocksteady. Instead, they use two random animals who I don't even know what their species are. Well, one of them looks like Bowser, a discounted Bowser, and the other one, I have no idea what on earth is that? Like a weasel or something? What is that? Yeah, those are, if I remember correctly, Razar and Tonka. Oh my goodness, their designs is pretty much the worst thing I've ever seen. Witness when it comes to character designs. They're probably the worst, the ugliest character designs I have ever seen, ever put to a character in film. Period. Those two guys yeah, that just makes me want to throw up. It just looks uncomfortable. It looks unsettling. It looks disgusting. And why didn't they use Bebop and Rocksteady? Why those two ugly tards? Why? Movie why? And every time there's on screen, yeah. And oh yeah, and also more they know. And by the way, if you think the CGI is bad enough, there's more things than the CGI that really pisses me off about this movie, and I have to address that. Yeah, this movie is annoying. Yep, that's probably my biggest problem with the movie. It is just beyond annoying. From start to finish, there is never a scene that feels time to breathe. Every single second of the movie, from start to finish, it would just come up, just have this really this a fetish annoying tone that really just pisses me off. The jokes in this movie are just the jokes in this movie, yeah, is annoying. The turtles are annoying. I mean, people say that the CGI turtles in the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movies are annoying, but I mean, I agree. I think they're annoying. Specifically, Mikey, that creep turtle who sims in April for whatever reason, because he's just creepy. At least they're more tolerable in comparison to the turtles in this movie. Oh my goodness! Every time they talk, I just seriously want to tape their mouth. That's just to get them to be quiet. That is how much these turtles just annoy me. Just annoy me to no end. Seriously. Now wait, no, maybe not tape them out. I don't want to go that far. I think that's a little too harsh. I think taping mouths. I'll admit though, I think that's a little too harsh. So I can't take that back. But seriously, I just want to make them be do something harmless to make them keep quiet. You know, keep quiet. Yeah, like seriously, they're annoying. They're just insufferable, and they're just insufferable. They like every single second. Like there's never a time where there's like okay, they're likable. They're so unlikable, and I pretty much hate like the turtles in this movie. Like I despise what they did to these turtles. These turtles. And yeah, and every single joke they cracked, I was like for example, there is a part where like hundreds of Foot, like every single Foot Clan member were all gathered, and by the way, there are hundreds of Foot Clan members gathered around in this abandoned parking lot, I think, for the turtles to fight Razar and Tokka. Like there's gonna be this really big action scene, which it wasn't even gonna be good anyway. But you know what happens? The turtles give them donuts. Oh my goodness. Like instead of fighting, the turtles give those two things donuts. Like, oh what? And apparently one of the donuts has this hidden thing on it that makes those two creatures mad. Like, I don't get that plot line. Like, what doesn't make any sense? Like, what does that have to do with the plot line? Yeah. And speaking of action, oh my goodness. Like the action scene movie, honestly, like I think this movie features some of the worst action scenes I have ever seen, ever put to an action film. Period. I mean, the first one has some amazing action. In fact, the action scenes can get really gritty at times. Like, I mean, the first movie, like that movie has really good action to it. But this movie, like the action scenes are fake. Yep, they are extremely fake. And like like how the characters in stage space would fight though. Take Lion King for example. You see like how they fight, like they don't really like actually hit each other. They just like do it as dance moves. Something like in my local Disneyland, Hong Kong Disneyland. Even Hong Kong Disneyland, the festival of the Lion King, where they just fight as dance choreography. That's basically the action in this movie. The turtles, they don't actually hit the Foot Clan. They just make it like dance moves, right? They just do flips, and then oh boy, the Foot Clan goes down. And there are actually times when the Foot Clan gets excuse me like that. There are times when a Foot Clan member gets defeated by a turtle just simply touching them. Really? Like, oh my goodness, like, are you serious? Yeah, the moment that opening fight kicked in, like the opening fight at the pizza area, whatever that is, the store, like, from a bunch of bank robbers, I knew this movie was gonna be a disaster, because, like, seeing, like, how fake the fight scenes are, it's not well choreographed. The movie's so afraid of letting its characters get hit, so they use the fights as dance moves, like, and and then the turtles would just do a bunch of goofy things, like Mikey would do like uses play with this yo-yo in front of the robbers, like, oh look at the dog, like he put the yo-yo in the front, like, oh it's a dog, and then just swing it around the air. It doesn't even hit them, and then they just fall down. Like, I know you're gonna be like, oh, it's an old movie. Don't expect a big, expensive fight like the modern movies. Yeah, but look at the first one's action scenes. That movie had, like what I said, the movie had actually realistic and gritty action scenes. So it's not afraid before characters get hit. But this one, it's so obvious that it's just trying to aim for kids. So it tries to make the violence as tame as possible. Yeah, because this movie is for kids. Yeah, what was there to say? Yeah, oh yeah, also, yeah, now the actions are good. Like, oh yeah, let's talk about, Shredder. Oh, that's probably one of the biggest sins this movie has ever done. Remember in the first film that Shredder, brutally got defeated, where he was thrown by Splinter off a roof, he gets crushed by trash, but he gets completely crushed where he could have died. And then in the second film, he apparently survives it. How? I don't know. I mean, this because this movie apparently wanted Shredder back, so they decided to just force it instead of actually thinking logically. Like, oh, I think we should, think of other villains. Like, there are other villains in TMNT who exist other than Shredder. You know, like Shredder is not the only villain. At least have the bald guy be like the new baddie of this movie, like the main villain. Like, how hard can it be? But no, Shredder's alive for no reason because of the movie. Like, Shredder's only came out for plot purposes, and that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, also one thing I mentioned, that bald guy, the main henchman of Shredder. You wanna know how he gets defeated? You know how he gets defeated? The turtles surround the bald guy with on their backs, with the shells, they're like dancing and they're doing this dance fight thingy in the Golden Giraffe scene, and then they spin it around and then surround the bald guy with the shells like that, and then he just falls down and dies. Like, they need to touch him, and then, oh my god! This is why I can't take this movie seriously. You may think, oh, but it's meant to be dumb. No. It's just cringeworthy. It's annoying. It just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. Yeah. And apparently, I mean, Shredder's also, barely injured, he's not injured. He just comes back, with no pain and just, he's totally okay. This movie just doesn't make sense. Nothing in this movie makes sense. Absolutely nothing at all. Oh yeah, and you wanna know what the final battle is like in this movie? You wanna know what the final battle is like? Basically, Shredder drinks the ooze and becomes this super Shredder, this giant Shredder guy. You may think that the turtles are gonna have to fight the big Shredder, and it could be a good fight, like the one decent fight this series. Yeah, if you thought the first movie was anticlimactic, oh boy, this is even more anticlimactic. Giant Shredder just stomps towards the turtles and crushes the different, the holders of the bridge, the things under. He crushes them while chasing after, and then the bridge apparently falls at him. So, technically he committed suicide without actually knowing he was setting up to kill himself. That is so dumb. They didn't fight. Now, yeah, people complain about. Sorry if I'm going off topic, but people complain in The Last Jedi that Rey and Kylo Luke and Kylo were about to have a big fight, but apparently they just don't even touch each other. They don't end up fighting. At least that fighting has a clever twist at the end of the fight. At least it's a clever twist. Now, I'm comparing Last Jedi to Mutant Mayhem, both fan battles, because at least Last Jedi does something unique with it, and it felt exciting and just suspenseful. This one just Shredder just apparently just kills himself and without even starting a fight with the turtles. And wow, it's not good though. Yeah. The other characters, those I didn't mention, are yeah. Splinter is probably the most horrible character in this movie, but he's still eh. April O'Neil was she does nothing in this movie. There's a bunch of new characters in the movie who serve no purpose. The scientist guy is there just to serve, just for the sake of plot, plot material instead of being an actual character. And there's this new teenage boy who is a martial arts master, and he's apparently a new character, but he literally serves no purpose to the story. He has no personality, he's just as bland, if not even more bland than the teen boy from the first movie. I remember that guy. At least he's more memorable, but he's just bland. Wow. And yeah, let's just say, yeah, apparently I don't care. Yeah. So overall, oh yeah. Now I remember what I was gonna say. Remember the first one where the Ninja Turtles were saying a bunch of one-liners, awesome, excellent, vector, those stuff. They did it in this sequel where they'd say more things yeah, blah blah, yeah, those stuff. it gets repeated so many times, up to the point where it annoys me. Like please stop. Like, yeah, I'm pretty much getting tired of that one letters. It works in the first one, but this one it's just trying to be way too cool and hip. Yeah, that's the thing. This movie is just desperately trying to be cool and hip to the young crowd. So overall, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze is no competition the worst movie in 1991 and one of the worst Ninja Turtles movie. I think this might actually be a contender for the worst TMNT movie, but then again, you got the third film, which is just as bad as this one. You got TMNT 3. I actually have no idea which movie of these two is worse because just like this movie, I also saw the third film once in that pretty much a day after I saw like the same time when I saw this movie for the first time, and I never liked the beginning of it, to be honest. Yeah, but considering how much and how annoyed I was towards this movie, maybe this could end up being the worst TMNT movie, or maybe it could be TMNT 3. I'll let you guys know when I rank on Ninja Turtles 3, like which was worse, this or the third film. Yeah, which one I hate more personally. Surely the third movie is worse made, but okay, whatever. So also for my rant at the end, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention the plot sucks. It's a very simple concept, but it goes all convoluted that there's like so much things going on. So yeah, that's all I can say about the plot. So yeah, what is your opinion on this movie? Do you agree with me that this movie sucks and is one of the worst Ninja Turtles movie? Or do you actually like this movie? Do you actually think this movie is a guilty pleasure? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my rant on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. So yeah, bye guys.